Thank you for joining us. Welcome to LumioStation.
What's good, YouTube? Gabby.92 here, back again once again. And today, I want to announce the next big thing that we're working on here over at LumioStation. It is a Pokemon Crystal Randomizer Tag Lock. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically a randomizer Nuzlocke, except each of us, all the conductors at LumioStation, will be taking turns playing through the game. You can see on the screen the different badges and parts that we'll be attempting. We'll even be pairing up for a couple of them as well. And all of this goes down the week of February the 2nd. All week long, you're going to get to see the LP, and we can't wait to show it to you guys. I hope that you're hyped for it because I am, but with that, you guys, I'm out.
Swiggity swag, what's in the bag? LumioStation Jay here, and I'm bringing you guys a Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battle. But speaking of Wi-Fi battles, do not forget that you can submit your own X and Y Wi-Fi battles here to LumioStation. So, I just messed all of that up, but you know what? I'm going to keep on rolling with it. So anyway, I have a Wi-Fi battle here up against, I think the name is Toadskii. Their name is Todd in the game, but you know their like YouTube name or something is Toadskii or something. But I was looking for some battles, and I got this one and on Twitter, and this was a really good battle. I say it was a good battle. It's a really lengthy battle. It's a really close battle, and I think you guys would very much enjoy it. So looking at their team, I hate Mandibuzz so much, but I really want one. Mandibuzz definitely got a huge buff in this generation, as you're gonna see in this video. I think I've demonstrated it in another Wi-Fi battle on this channel as well, against Champion Rufus. He had one, and it was really annoying to deal with, and it's just as annoying to deal with in this battle. But I'm gonna go ahead and lead off with my Smeargle, as my opponent is gonna lead off with their Darmanitan, and right off the bat, they're gonna go for the U-turn. I'm pretty sure this Darmanitan is Choice Scarf, just because Darmanitans are always Choice Scarf. They're almost always Choice Scarf. Any other item I would probably see on a Darmanitan would be like Life Orb or something, but they go into their Mandibuzz because they predict me to go for the Spore, which is a good play on their part because I did in fact go for the Spore. I figured they would bring in Mandibuzz, but I just wanted to go for the safe Spore just in case, just in case. But I go ahead and set up my Sticky Web, and I'm gonna go ahead and let my Smeargle die because really, Smeargle was kind of just useless to me. But I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my Rotom. I go for the Willow. Just because I wanted to get some residual damage on this Mandibuzz, as they're going to actually go for the Defog. Now, if you're unaware of what Defog does, I'm pretty sure you guys know what Defog does because of, Cooking with Nexus. He did go over Defog and getting rid of hazards and all that stuff. But if you happen to miss that, basically Defog gets rid of hazards on the entire field, both sides. So, yeah. But now my opponent's going to switch out, go into Gliscor, predicting me to go for the Volt Switch, which I do go for the Volt Switch. But now they're going to stay in and go for the Toxic. I'm not really sure why they stayed in, because there's no way in hell Gliscor will ever take a Hydro Pump for a Rotom Wash ever. Unless he had like some random special defense investments, but I usually see like max HP, max like defense or something for Gliscors. So I go ahead and take out his Gliscor with the Hydro Pump. So now he's going to bring in his own Smeargle, and basically his Smeargle does everything that I wanted my Smeargle to do. Unfortunately, I don't have a Defogger or Rapid Spinner, so his hazards are here to stay. But I'm actually going to go for the Volt Switch and switch out my Rotom because I want to preserve my Rotom for later. And I'm going to go ahead and go into my Jirachi because I figured, my Jirachi can set up all over this Smeargle. And I know, hey, the Spore is coming. It's perfectly fine with me. I can just sit here and wait out the sleep turns. Once I wait out the sleep turns, if I could wake up in time, I can go for the Substitute because he can't Spore me behind the Substitute. And that will allow me to get at least one free Calm Mind off depending on when I wake up. Which, luckily for me, I think I get like the first turn wake up and I get the Substitute off. Which, now I'm going to be able to set up behind this sub. I'm going to be able to set up a few Calm Minds. This Smeargle cannot touch me because well, it has King Shield, Sticky Web, Spore, and Stealth Rocks. So basically, it has my set, except mine has Parting Shot instead of King Shield. But yeah, I'm able to basically just set up all over this Smeargle because the Smeargle cannot touch my Jirachi at all. So there's basically like 2 free Calm Minds up. So he's gonna go ahead and switch out, and he's gonna go into his Mandibuzz, because I guess he wants to go for the foul play. Excuse me, go for the foul play and try to break my substitute with that. But because he's burned, foul play is not going to be doing as much damage as it would be, even though it is super effective. Because if you forgot, steel type no longer resists dark, so basically Jirachi is now weak to dark and ghost, as well as fire, ground, and all that stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Thunderbolt. I wish I set up another Calm Mind, because this Thunderbolt is actually not enough to take out the Mandibuzz, surprisingly enough. I don't know. I can't remember what this Jirachi has investments in. I know it has investments in HP for sure, but I'm not sure what other investments it has. Maybe max defense, max special defense, max special attack. I don't know. I have no clue what the investments are in this Jirachi, but a +2 Calm Mind or +2 freaking Thunderbolt's not able to take it out. But I just go ahead and go for another Thunderbolt just to take it out now. I guess he just stays in just to let it die, because there's really nothing else on his team that wants to take a hit from this Jirachi at all. So yeah, the Mandibuzz is gone. I'm glad, but it doesn't even really matter, because his Mandibuzz did what it was supposed to do. It got rid of my Sticky Webs, which really sucks, because now he can bring in his Darmanitan. Obvious Choice Scarf is obvious. He's going to go for the U-turn, and I don't think he breaks the sub here. Oh, no, he does break the sub. My bad. He does break the sub. And he's going to go ahead and switch out, and he's going to go into his Smeargle, I guess as fodder, because there's really nothing there's nothing else on his team. I don't think he really needs it, because he has his hazards up. He doesn't need the Smeargle anymore. Might as well just sack it off, let it die. And so then he could bring in the Darmanitan again, and even though I really wanted to stay in, and I really wanted to stay in, I can't risk it. So I'm going to switch out and go into my Heracross. Now, I go into my Heracross not predicting them to go for the U-turn, but to completely sack off this Heracross and get some residual or get some recoil damage on that Darmanitan, because my Heracross is useless. Like, my Heracross is my Mega, but it's useless because the Sticky Web makes it super slow, and it just can't do anything. It can't do any it can't do anything without speed. You know, it's pointless. So I just went ahead and just let it die. Plus, I don't think anything on my team really wanted to take a Flare Blitz outside of Rotom, but I wanted to keep my Rotom at a nice amount of HP. But I'm going to go ahead and go for the Volt Switch, because I knew they were not going to stay in with the Darmanitan, because it would be too risky for them to stay in, because I could easily just Hydro Pump it and kill it. So I go ahead and Volt Switch out, predicting them to switch into something else, because I'm free to go for the Volt Switch, and I Volt Switch out into my Jirachi, because hey, Jirachi can pretty much set up on his Rotom. If he has Will-O-Wisp, that's fine. I mean, it would suck, but you know, it's fine. But he just Volt Switches out, and he goes into Darmanitan. I think I go for the substitute here, so I'm safe behind a sub again. Now, the question is he going to go for the Flare Blitz to break the sub, or go for the Superpower, or go for the U-turn to try to break the sub? But he goes for the U-turn to try to break the sub. He does have Volt turning on his team. Now I actually just realized that he has Volt turning on his team, which, you know, Volt turn is really annoying. But they're going to go back into their Rotom. Oh yeah, and looking at the friggin' screen, my substitute actually didn't break. I was actually expecting my substitute to break, but it didn't. So I kind of wish I went for the Calm Mind, because if I went for the Calm Mind, then I would have easily been able to just completely destroy most of everything else on his team. At least, I guess. I'm not really sure. But he's going to go ahead and Volt Switch out, and he's going to go into his Tyranitar, as I think I go for the... What do I go for? I either go for Calm Mind or Thunderbolt. Calm Mind, okay. Because I didn't think my substitute would break. I'm not really sure why I thought my substitute wouldn't break. I kind of wish I went for the substitute instead of Calm Mind here, because this Tyranitar is about to Mega Evolve, because it's obviously the Mega. And Jirachi can't take a crunch from this Tyranitar because it's super effective and it's a Mega T-Tar, so Jirachi's not going to be able to take the hit. But I go for the substitute. Surprisingly enough, I outspeed it. I don't know how I outsped it, but he goes for the crunch. It's going to be enough to break the sub. And at this point, I'm not going to try to substitute anymore because I'm afraid that this thing might have Dragon Dance because it's Mega T-Tar, so he might carry the Dragon Dance, and I really don't want him Dragon Dancing up. So I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt, fishing for the paralysis because Jirachi does have Serene Grace, but unfortunately we don't get the paralysis because Thunderbolt has like, what, a 10% chance to paralyze. So with Serene Grace, it's only a 20% chance, so unfortunately, you know, I don't get that 20%, and he is going to be able to D-Dance up and crunch and take out my Jirachi, which is perfectly fine because I do have a Choice Scarf Garchomp. The sticky webs are out, so basically my Garchomp is like that. It's not Scarf, but wait, no, I didn't bring a Garchomp now? Oh, right. I bring in Rotom, thinking that maybe I could somehow outspeed because, you know, Rotom doesn't have the speed cut from the sticky web, but because of the Dragon Dance, the Tyranitar is able to outspeed, take out with the crunch. Now I bring in the Garchomp, and Garchomp does happen to outspeed somehow. I have no clue how, but it outspeeds, and I go for the Earthquake and completely destroy this T-Tar. I'm actually surprised they didn't switch out to their Rotom, predicting the Earthquake, but you know, to each their own, whatever, it's cool. So they bring out the Darmanitan, they go for the U-turn. My voice is going out on me for some strange reason. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so they go for the U-turn. I figured they would either go for U-turn or Flare Blitz or something because they really couldn't do anything. Darmanitan can't do anything to Garchomp. That's just it. But they go into their Rotom. I just stayed in, went for the Earthquake just to be safe, just in case they decided to stay in. But now I'm going to bring in my Trevenant because Rotom cannot do anything to Trevenant at all. Like, Rotom could go for the Will-O-Wisp. It doesn't matter. Trevenant has Harvest. I have the Citrus Berry. I have Horn Leech. I have Leech Seed. I can get my HP back, no problem at all. Yeah, that's just about it. I mean, so he does go for the Will-O-Wisp. I think I go for the Leech Seed here just because I figured he would probably try to go for the Willow, seeing that he's a Resto Chesto Rotom anyway. And yeah, I'm basically going to be able to get my HP back. Even though I'm burned, Horn Leech will still be doing a decent amount of damage. And I think I will be getting at least, you know, more HP back than damage I'm taking. So if he decides to stay in, I'm pretty sure Trevenant can win the Stall War. At this point, I go for the Shadow Claw over the Horn Leech because I thought they was going to try to switch into their Darmanitan to predict me to go for the Horn Leech or something. I don't know because, you know, I just thought they would. I don't know why. But like I said before, I'm pretty sure my Trevenant can outstall this Rotom because Hydro Pumps aren't really doing too much damage. I have the Citrus Berry. I have the Harvest. The Leech Seed is on the Rotom. He could go for Rest, but he's going to be sleep for a guaranteed 2 turns, which if he sleep for 2 turns, I can easily Horn Leech, Leech Seed, and, you know, because of Harvest, you know, I can get my HP back if I do get to a low amount of HP. So Trevenant can pretty much outstall this Rotom. So what my opponent is going to do is they are now going to Volt Switch out and go into their go into their Darmanitan because that's basically their only hope of winning because their Rotom cannot do anything to the Trevenant. So they do go into the Darmanitan. I go for the Horn Leech just because maybe I thought that they was going to stay in, but they don't. And now at this point, they have no choice but to go for the Flare Blitz with the Darmanitan to take out this Trevenant, which is what I wanted them to do because now I can freely switch in my Garchomp. They're going to take some recoil damage from the Flare Blitz, and I'm in a pretty good position because at this point Rotom is at a low enough HP to where I can Outrage and kill it. I can basically just go ahead, lock myself in on outrage, and kill everything else. So my opponent is going to switch out, and they're going to go into their Rotom as I go for the outrage and completely just kill it. And now all they have left is their Darmanitan, and basically now it comes down to whether Darmanitan can take me out with an Earthquake or Superpower or whatever move it can hit me with that is neutral damage. And they have the Superpower, and we just see if it takes out my Garchomp, and it does it. Live with 15 HP, and we are able to take out the Darmanitan with the outrage, and that will be good game, Toadskii. That was a really close game, a really fun game. I do believe their channel will be in the video description, and yeah, it was just a really good battle. But if you guys enjoyed that battle, leave a like, comment, please comment. You know, tell me what you think about the battle. Tell me, some Pokemon you want to see me use, and subscribe to LumioStation. Check out the other conductors, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.